Yeah, Laura, two of the guys instrumental in Liverpool's win over Real Madrid tonight. Guys, congratulations. Alexis, I know you've scored in the Champions League already for Liverpool, but did this one against Real Madrid mean that little bit more?
Well, thank you very much. Yes, of course, when you play against teams like Real Madrid, it's always nice to score, but the most important thing is that we won it, and I think in a really good way. We dominated the game, we deserved it, so we need a couple of times this guy, but thank God that he's there and he really deserves it.
Yeah, Caoimhín, well played again tonight. What is going through your mind when you see Kylian Mbappe stepping up to take a penalty?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I don't really look at the player too much, obviously. I felt confident. I've saved two in the last week or so, so yeah, I was confident, and then thankfully it went the right way again.
Cody Gakpo got the second goal for Liverpool tonight, Alexis. Has he shown, and the team as a whole, Caoimhín as well, a good example of that every single player in this squad plays their part?
Yeah, that's what we try, and when we say in the dressing room. We know that players that come in are really important to finish the games, and if you want to win trophies, you need them. Of course, it's not nice to be on the bench, but we know that every guy that is here, when it comes in, that's the best for the team.
Does it feel like a statement? You've just beaten the Champions League holders, Real Madrid, here at Anfield.
Yeah, it's obviously, it's a big result. It was a massive game for us. Obviously, they got the better of us the last few times in the Champions League, so that we wanted to come out here tonight and put on a performance, and I thought the lads did really well.
And you do have a 100% record, the only team in the Champions League with that record right now. You've won every single game, you're top of the table. Should Liverpool be spoken of as one of the favourites to go on and win this competition now?
I don't know. I mean, it is nice, but at the same time, it means nothing because it's just the first phase. So we are happy with our performances. That's the most important thing, and we will keep going.
A Manchester City side, low on confidence, come here to Anfield at the weekend. You are 8 points clear already in the Premier League title race. After a result, a win like this, a performance against Real Madrid tonight, does it feel like you can beat anyone right now?
Yeah, obviously, listen, I think confidence is high within the whole squad. But we know, listen, Man City, they've not been on the best run at the moment, but what a team. So we're going to expect a really tough test again, and it's important that we keep winning the league as well to keep that gap as well. So, yeah, listen, we'll build all this. It's good confidence for the team, and then try to go again.
Alexis, you've won plenty Player of the Match awards before, but this must be a special one. You're tonight's Man of the Match against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Great night for those two. Alexis McAllister, man of the match performance for tonight. He misses the next game against Girona, which is away, because obviously he got another yellow card, so he's going to miss that one game. But look, Liverpool are in such fine form at the moment. Who knows how that will affect them? They are 2 points clear at the top of the Champions League phase table. They are on maximum points. They've only conceded one goal so far. So very, very good for this team performance, and all round. If you want to make a statement and you want to do it in the Champions League, that's kind of how you do it. We've got a lot of analysis that we want to show you, so why don't we get straight into it? Rio, Alexis McAllister making it 1-0, and a brilliant 1-2 between him and Conor Bradley. I'd also had a great night.
Yeah, I thought McAllister was one of the best players on the pitch today. I thought he was consistent. I think this was a common theme, run from deep, and he was just floating that ball almost Pirlo-like at times in that position. But here, I like it, the looks he's given over his shoulder to see where he is, space around him, his awareness, quick feet here, pops it around Bellingham, gets to the other side, and it's a wonderful finish in the bottom corner.
Ali was purring about the weight of pass from Alexis McAllister to Conor Bradley.
Yeah, I think you can see he's a very technically gifted player, and it's kind of that typical South American kind of style, and yeah, great 1-2, kind of saw the space, and then great finish in the corner.
A great way to start off against Real Madrid. Next, Macca, was a penalty to Real Madrid. We're going to show you the incident first of all. This is Andy Robertson on Lucas Vazquez. Can he have any kind of quarrel about this?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Lucas Vazquez is always going to go to ground. Lucas Vazquez miscontrols it, really, and that's what sucks Andy Robertson in to go over. Then he just turns his back because he thinks he's going to cross it. He stamps on his foot. You might be able to say it's minimal contact, but he's always going to go down, he's always going to fall to the floor, and it was always going to be a penalty. It's just confounded it for Andy Robertson because he gave the penalty away against Southampton a couple of days ago. But what I would say, he responded really well from that, Andy Robertson. I thought he was excellent for the rest of the game. but it was a penalty.
This is what you don't expect to see necessarily, Kylian Mbappe. But for Kelleher, what a save for him. And it off the back of a save at Southampton as well, Rio.
Yeah, I mean, he's not let Liverpool down at all. He comes in, Alisson's obviously the number one, but this guy comes in and it doesn't look like there's any difference really, and that's testament to his professionalism. When the lights are off, he's obviously working very hard, and you get your rewards in these moments like this.
How surprising a moment was that for you, Kylian Mbappe missing that penalty, having it saved?
Again, it does happen. Do you know what I mean? It's I've missed penalties. Everyone's missed penalties. It's just kind of unfortunate at the moment that it's not quite going Mbappe's way. But I think on his day he's the best player in the world, and I think it's just a matter of time before he becomes good.
Do you think, though, they needed him tonight, didn't they? Without Vinicius, without some of the other stars, they needed him to do something, and he flattered to deceive tonight, and that was his moment. That was his moment. And the Madrid press, you know what they're like, Gareth. They'll be quite ruthless tomorrow, and they'll be ruthless about Kylian because he just didn't deliver again when needed to.
I was going to say, Marco, you've been at Real Madrid, obviously both of you, but there have been times in your careers when you was there, when you were searching for a bit of form and confidence. And what is it like when you're in that cauldron?
Well, you're always searching for a little bit of individual form, but you've always got your 10 teammates that you can look at who can sometimes drag you forward, sometimes win the game. If you've had a bad game, if you win the game, sometimes it hides the fact, which helps. The fact is Madrid are going through a rough patch at the moment. And the big players are not playing well, so that shines the light on him even more. And the fact that he's Kylian and he's coming a free, etc., and all the baggage he brings with him, it just magnifies it by 10. Vinicius is not here. Will Kylian step up tonight? No, he won't. And what they achieved last year was they achieved everything, and this year they're really, really struggling. So it'll be interesting to see how some of them react, because you've seen it tonight. Caoimhín is going to be out for a while, and they're going to be filling places in all over the place for the next couple of weeks until the big hitters are back.
Quitting Kelleher as well, can I just give you this, because I think it's pretty special. He's faced 4 penalties and he saved 3 of those, and for want of a better phrase, anatomy of steel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, how amazing. And against Kylian Mbappe as well, that does take a lot of
what I would say tonight as well, Laura, is that Liverpool had Caoimhín out, they had Conor Bradley, they had Curtis Jones. Forget Trent, he was on the bench. They had 3 academy players out today as well. So it's not about just buying and bringing in these big superstars from all over the world. They bring their own through as well. So that was a really, really proud achievement for Liverpool fans and the academy people.
Let's also have a look at a chance that Liverpool had, because Salah won them a penalty as well on Mendy. Let's show you the incident first of all, Rio.
Yeah, again, a moment. This is transition. Mendy's very quick. 1v1 he can defend, but Salah at the top of his game, one of the most devastating players in the world right now, just teases him, shifts the ball on the outside, and Mendy hasn't got the fleet of foot to be able to turn and sort his feet out, and he ends up a lazy leg out. Hopeful more than anything. That's hopeful defending, and gets punished.
And yet more of a surprise around the corner, because then steps up to take this penalty and it just hits the post and goes wide, Gareth.
Yeah, again, the world's best players can easily miss penalties. It's not so easy as easy as it looks on TV. Sometimes the nerves, the situation kind of get better of you. But I think obviously he reacted very well after, and Liverpool continues to go. Obviously it was a vital part in the moment. They could have really stepped
scored
up the
at the weekend. This is tonight. His brother would have scored. You see, his brother was all. His brother was like, I would have scored that.
But like you say, it masks, when you win, it masks over any negatives.
You'll get Mbappe now getting all the bad headlines for missing a pen, and nobody will say a thing about Salah. But that's just the way football is.
Cody Gakpo did him a favour as well, though, Rio, didn't it? Getting the second goal. Let's show you this as well. Nice little header.
Yeah, it's a great ball. I mean, Robertson again, he gives away a penalty, but this is a wonderful ball here. This is just asking to be put in the back of the net. But what I would say is that the Real Madrid team, we've got to be questioning the marking in that box. The closest person to Gakpo at that moment is Luka Modric, possibly the smallest man on the pitch in the middle of the 6-yard box. It doesn't make sense to me at all. So there's lots going wrong at Real Madrid right now, and they've got to sort it out quickly before the end of this qualifying period. They may not make it.
We're going to show you the league table, actually, and exactly where they stand. And with 3 games coming, including Atalanta next to
away,
absolutely flying. Felt a huge 2-0 win for Liverpool over the Kings in Europe, nonetheless. 2 goals, Alexis McAllister and Cody Gakpo, puts Liverpool back to the top of the league phase in the Champions League. And one man that will make me very, very, very happy after that is Arne Slot, and he joins us now. Arne, lovely for you to join us. Thank you so much. You said pre-match this is just another game, same as every other one. Now that you've completed a 2-0 win over them, how does it feel, especially with this kind of crowd here tonight?
I wouldn't say it's the same as any other one, because you know how special it is to play against a club that won this Champions League so many times and are the reigning champions as well. Dominated Europe for the last few years. were a pain in the ass for Liverpool many times as well. So we knew it was a big week, but I said, if this week is over, next week is a big week again with Newcastle and Everton. So, but I think it's not only the result, also the way we played is, it's pleasing to see.
You've been here obviously, and you obviously intentions are to do well and to win games, etc. But you're here a few months now. Are you ahead of schedule in your own mind?
I didn't have a schedule in terms of amount of points. I think if you start at a new club, you want to implement your playing style as fast as possible. That was not that difficult because the playing style is so similar to Jurgen's, especially without the ball. So we both want to press really high. And there are certain details maybe with the ball that we do a bit different, but not that many. So implementing playing style, I'm very pleasing to see not only the starters, but also the ones that were on the bench today. If they are in the starting 11, they do the same. So that's very good to see, and you don't count points before you start the season. And if I would have done that, I probably wouldn't have counted so many as we have now.
Arne, what were your instructions at half-time? Because the first half was very impressive, but of course it was goalless.
Yeah. I wouldn't say impressive. I felt that we were still a bit too impatient. So every time when they threatened us, which didn't happen a lot, was from us being sloppy in passing or forcing it too much. So I said, I think there's more into you guys than you show at the moment. You can play with more intensity and you can play better with the ball. So forget the shirt you face. Just do what you always do. And then hopefully we can even create more chances than we already did the first half.
There's usually a lot of focus put on the attacking players, but I just want to ask you about Caoimhín, Kelleher tonight. What was going through your head when Kylian Mbappe stepped up, and how impressive do you think he is?
The same thing that went through my mind when Mo Salah stepped up. In both situations you think, it's probably going to go in because they have such a great record. But yeah, both missed. So they showed us today that they are human beings. And in Mbappe's situation, Caoimhín saved it, which made it even more special for us. And I think there was another situation where he was also outstanding, Caoimhín. So yeah, he's done remarkable for us, just like our other goalkeeper. But Caoimhín did remarkable today.
Arne, how impressed have you been with the young players, local players? I mean, obviously this club's steeped in history of bringing through young players, Maka being one of them. How impressed and how important are these guys for your squad?
They are, because yeah, people always say, and I think I have to agree with that if you are coming through the academy, you know what it means for the fans even more than the ones that come from different countries. And I think it's special for the fans, but also for the club, that if they play on this stage against the reigning champion and they do so well, and I think we talk about Caoimhín, but I think you also agree with me that Conor was really strong and Curtis was really strong as well. Yeah, I think it's nice for everyone to see, but it's not the way I pick my players or I select my team, but it's there are cheap options as well, which is also helpful with all these contract situations we have.
They're not very expensive.
No, but we haven't paid a transfer fee. That's what I mean.
No,
I'm not saying the contracts are cheap, but we haven't paid a transfer fee for them.
And a last question before we let you go, because I think your family have come over to see you, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, they do this more often, but especially this one.
Lovely.
They took a few days off of school.
Oh, fabulous.
Because they wanted to be here. Yeah.
What an amazing spectacle for them to see tonight. Are they going to stay for the Man City game? And how do you see that going now?
They will, but this will not impact the game on Sunday. Although sometimes my father gives me good advices, but no, it's nice that they are here. But my main focus is of course on Sunday on the team. But to have family around, that's always a good thing, because you don't have to be focused 24 hours, but 18 hours maybe. You should. Yeah.
Excellent. Lovely to have your time. Thank you so much. Go and enjoy your evening. And congratulations as well. What a huge win tonight. Thank you so much. There you go. Arne Slot, who is off to spend some time with his family and celebrate that win. The momentum that they would have got from that game against Real Madrid here at Anfield tonight. And let me tell you, the crowd, they are spectacular here, but they were particularly special, particularly loud tonight. And what a performance their team put on. Liverpool 2-0 win against Real Madrid, the champions of Europe. How does it change the perspective, I suppose, of the group stages that have gone to the league phase now, Maka? Because Real Madrid are in a little bit more trouble than we expected at this stage.
Well, yes, they are. They're the champions, aren't they? And they're the team that you always think, oh, they'll get through, and then they come good in February, March, and they probably will sneak through. But they're certainly making it hard for themselves, aren't they? I mean, they're not helped by the injuries. You have to say that hand in hand, but they're not playing very well. The confidence is low. They've got a difficult away tie in Bergamo, as you rightly said. Atalanta were brilliant last night. They usurped by Napoli at the top of Serie A, so they're playing really well. So in itself, it's a difficult game. Yeah. But when Madrid have got 6, 7, 8 injuries, and some of them till the end of the season, long term, it's a real conundrum for them. They're going to have to maybe do something in January, which they didn't want to do earlier, but they might have to be forced into them because they're having injury after injury after injury, and it doesn't seem as if it's going to stop.
We'll show you the league table again in just a second. What will the players be thinking on their way home now? A loss like this, and I know before the game you said, look, they always find a way through. At what point do they start to panic?
Yeah, of course they'll be utterly disappointed, but I think one of the most important things is they've probably got the most experienced manager leading them and knowing exactly how to deal with this situation, and he's been through it many times. So I'm sure, they'll go back to the drawing board. Obviously, hopefully they'll get some injuries back soon, and they'll know they'll need to keep fighting for that badge.
What will he be like in there, do you think? You've been there, you've seen that. What is he? Is he animated? Is he calm, cool?
No, he when he needs to lose his cool, he will lose his cool. and you will know about it. So, but he has such a great relationship with all the players. But everybody knows there's a line, and nobody crosses it. And I think when he knows he's not getting the performance he wants, he will stamp his authority, and he will get a reaction for sure.
I was speaking to some of the Real Madrid staff on the phone over the last couple of days, and there was an air of this was going to be too difficult for them tonight. You know, they knew it was going to be difficult because Liverpool are playing really well. So I don't think, as much as they were beaten tonight, they'll be disappointed. I don't think it was a shock like the Milan game was the last game. I think they expected Liverpool to come and probably win them over tonight, and that's what's happened. It's what's going to happen in the future. That's what they have to sort out with their home games.
Okay, let's have one more look at the table, because this is where Real Madrid sit at the moment. They are 24th. There are 3 games still to play in the knockout round before they get to the knockout round. At the moment they are in those positions, and then elimination obviously looms. They've got time to put it right, but they're cutting it a little bit fine, aren't they? It's just not where we expected them to see. But as we said before, look, Real Madrid always seem to find a way, don't they? That's why they are the kings of Europe in general. We're going to get some reaction from their camp now, because Jude Bellingham, on his first visit here to Anfield, I'm not sure what he expected. He knows it's a very special place. It's a 2-0 loss for his team. He's with Jules Breach. Let's see how he reacts to that.
Jude, a disappointing night for you guys out there. What didn't go Real Madrid's way?
I think, to be fair, from the first minute they probably just took control of the game. We never really maximised the spells that we had in possession. You know, when we got the ball back, I think we probably tried to force the counter-attack a few too many times and turned it over so much that they managed to keep control. Defensively, they kept us in a place where we couldn't really harm them as much. And I just think they were more up for it than us, to be honest, which is really disappointing to say. But you know, it's a bad result against probably the best performing team in Europe. You know, it's no disgrace to come here and lose, but we are disappointed in how we performed, and the important thing is we use it the right way now. You know, we've got 3 games left in the group, and it's important that we go and try and win all of them to give ourselves a best possible chance in the standings, you know.
When Kylian Mbappe gets that opportunity from the penalty spot and he's standing there, I'm guessing as a team you're all expecting him to put that one away.
Yeah, you know, it's obviously a big moment in the game, but it can happen. He's a wonderful player, but the pressure that he holds because of how good he is huge. You know, it's humongous, and you know, the penalty is not the reason why we lost the game. You know, as a collective, we weren't good enough on the night. They performed better than us, and it's as simple as that. Kylian can keep his head high. I know for sure that he will produce many more moments that are huge for this club.
Okay, Jude Bellingham there with Jules Breach reacting on that 2-0 loss. Let's throw it ahead a little bit. We mentioned there with Arne, he's got Man City at the weekend, a huge fixture, and perhaps a little bit different to what we're used to, because Liverpool have the momentum, and Man City, for the first time in a very long time, don't seem to have any at the moment. It seems to be going from bad to worse. So how do you predict that one going, Rio?
Well, I think before a ball's kicked at the weekend, if you had to put your money on anybody winning the league and winning Champions League, Liverpool will be your first bets, I'm sure, right now. They're favourites. I'm not saying they will, but right now they'll be favourites, and that means there's confidence brimming here. You can feel there's an anticipation before a ball's even kicked in the stadium. There's a confidence from the fans through all to the players and the manager, and there seems to be a quiet authority when they're playing now, with and without the ball. So I think they're looking at a real good state at the moment, but I think they're meeting Man City at a perfect time for Liverpool. They're in form. Man City are struggling. They can't buy a win at the moment, and you'd be bet if you're a betting man, you'd bet on Liverpool beating Man City at the weekend again.
Pep Guardiola said, look, even all the great teams, they can't keep it up consistently for that long. And I think we all just kind of thought, yeah, but City will. Do you think this is just a slump, or do you think this is a sign of a tough season ahead for City?
No, I definitely don't think it's a sign of a tough season ahead, especially with Pep being in charge. He'll come up with some sort of master plan, but it's just one of those things. I think when a team goes on a run, it's how quickly can you get off the run. I think they'll try and look at the positive from last night and say they didn't lose. So I think you have to try and take the positives out of it. And I think Liverpool will definitely know not to underestimate Man City, because they know how good they can be. And with such good teams, all it takes is a flick of a switch and they're back on it. So.
How will Liverpool be eyeing that fixture, do you think, at the weekend?
Oh, they'll be looking forward to it. They just want to carry on, don't they? The manager said when we were off camera, saying that actually playing 3 days suits them because they just roll on. He doesn't have to say anything. It's Manchester City. They're the champions of England. They just played the champions of Europe. They're playing the champions of England. They know if they win, they're 11 points clear of them. That's a huge amount of points. So he doesn't have to say anything. And the team are fit. Trent Alexander-Arnold was on the bench tonight, so he looks as if he'll come in for Conor Bradley. So that's great news. And with the crowd behind them, the crowd will be really, really up for it like they were tonight. So it's going to be a brilliant game, and it'll be hard for City.
How much easier is it to keep winning when you're on this sort of trail that you just keep going?
You take a game every 24 hours. So, I mean, you want the games to continue just coming and knocking them down like dominoes, and it's that confidence. And we could always say that one word, momentum. If you can get momentum and you can continue that, it breeds such great confidence. And they've got a lot of players who have experience. They know this route. They know how to win these big trophies. So they're going to be a hard nut to crack, I think.
Yeah. Looking at those teams as well, the team that we saw tonight, and like Maka was saying, some of their best players that weren't even playing, they have their own concerns with injuries and things like that. But this manager is so impressive, Arne Slot. And even there, when he came and spoke to us, what were your kind of reactions to him, Gareth?
It feels like he's just taken it in his stride.
It's calm, isn't it?
Like I said, he hasn't had to change too much in terms of their style, so he's really, excuse the pun, just slotted in and
nice.
He's won the bet. He's won the bet, guys. He won it.
Pay up, boys. Pay up.
Pay up. Drop the
Last
mic.
minute of the show as well.
But apart from that, he genuinely seems comfortable in his own skin. He seems like he's really taken it in his stride, and you can see from the performances.
Yeah.